What's going on, guys? It's Zero, and I'm going to explain my method of improving aim and accuracy in this game. This can be done by yourself on any system. It's not system specific. So what you're going to do is go into a private match and either choose, I either use Warhawk or Strike Zone depending upon my mood for the day. You're going to set the game to free-for-all, and then your options are going to be depending upon how long you want to practice. You know, if you want to put in a good hour-long practice session, which is what I recommend, then set your kills to unlimited, your time to unlimited. It's very important to set the player max health to double, and I'll explain why here in a minute. You're going to want to play, like I said, either 7 or 11 bots. I generally do 11 bots on Warhawk or 7 on Strike Zone. And then the class that we use, we're using a very specific class for a very specific reason. We're going to use the Remington R5, and you can choose an optic or not, but do not put a grip on this gun. Instead, put muzzle brake. So if you choose not to use an optic, then just use muzzle brake. Don't use a grip. You're going to choose an MK32 secondary, and then your perks are, no equipment, no lethals or tacticals, and then your perks are going to be quick draw, reflex, scavenger, and focus. And once again, there's a very specific reason why we're using these loadouts. Everything that I'm telling you to do now has a specific reason. You know what, I'm going to go ahead and, for this I'm going to do, we'll just go ahead and do Strike Zone to 30, because I don't want you guys to watch a 15-minute video of me killing bots. So we're going to be playing a free-for-all, but we're going to have some self-imposed rules. Now with double health and the Remington R5, each kill should take 5 shots. Now you're only going to be allowed to reload after you've gotten 3 kills with a mag. You're also not allowed to sprint around any corners. Now if you don't get 3 kills before you reload, or if you sprint around a corner, you're either going to pull out your MK32 and shoot it at your feet or a wall to kill yourself, or you're just going to let the bots kill you. You know, a little bit of negative reinforcement there. Now, we're using the Remington because it has the lowest fire rate of all of the assault rifles, which is going to force you to maintain accuracy over the 5 hits that you're required to use to get a kill. Now, the double health is 2 reasons for that. One is so that it takes more bullets to kill, so you're forced to sustain accuracy longer. And 2, it kind of simulates the unreliable connections in online play. You know, if you have to get 5 hit markers to kill, then once you get back online, and it only takes 3 hit markers to kill, then people are going to seem like they're dropping twice as fast, because they will be. Now, the recruit bots are used at the start here because I want the initial focus to be on accuracy. You know, speed isn't really all that important at first. What I want you to focus on is getting your hipfire crosshairs centered on somebody, then aiming down sights, and then killing them in as few bullets as possible. Now, if after a couple weeks of doing this, or whenever you feel comfortable, then obviously you can increase the bot level. That's actually something that I do recommend doing, is once you get comfortable on recruit level, to where you're not having any problem getting your 3 required kills per clip, to go up to the, to the regular level. That way the bots are going to sprint around more. You're going to have, a more moving target to hit, and it's going to retrain you. Well, it's going to not retrain you, but it's going to train you to have greater accuracy against fast-moving targets. Now, the huge thing that you need to understand about this is that this is a process. You're not going to do this once and then hop online and be a world beater. You're not going to do this for a week and then hop online and be a world beater. But if you put the time in and you put the practice in, this will improve your online play. I mean, I honestly think that anybody who goes through my 3-phase process here will end up with at least with around a 25% accuracy, and that's a pretty good accuracy. Now, what I've just explained was phase 1 of the process. Phase 2 and phase 3 will come in a little bit later. I'll do separate videos on them. But for now, the main things I want you to take away from this, and if you decide to try to do this and practice it, is make sure that you do not sprint around corners. Sprinting around corners is a very bad habit, and even if you're running something like Ready Up and Quick Draw, to where you can sprint around a corner and almost instantly pull up, I recommend that you not do it until you are, until you have great accuracy and you're completely comfortable with the game and the maps. And I mean, that's like, I would consider that, and sprinting around corners an advanced level technique. And even then, every time you do it, you're taking a risk. You're betting your life that there won't be somebody right there ready and waiting to kill you. So don't sprint around corners. Speed is not important. Accuracy is far more important than speed for this drill. You will die. Your goal isn't to win the free-for-all. You're going to die. I mean, if you get to the point where you're getting a Kim strike every round, great. That's a great indicator that if you're getting Kim strikes often doing this, that you should bump the bots up to regular difficulty. So don't sprint around corners. You know, put the focus on accuracy over speed, because the speed will come with time. What you're doing here is you're just basically training your muscle memory. You know, and that's what it takes. There is no magic bullet to increase your aim. You know, it just, you see right there, I didn't get 3 kills, so I just shot the MK32 at the wall, killed myself, restarted the streak. So the speed will come with time. You know, you have to build the muscle memory first. You know, when you're learning to, like, let's say you're learning to ride a motorcycle, you know, or even drive a car, the first thing you do isn't to hop on the Autobahn and go 160 miles an hour. You get the basics down first, and then once you get the basics down, then you can increase the speed. The same concept applies here. You know, learn the basics, and the basics in this case are getting your hipfire reticle centered on somebody, or as close to centered as possible, and then shooting and maintaining accuracy throughout the kill. Now I'll get into a video on Phase 2. I'll probably do that, you know, in a few days to a week or so, give you guys some time to try this out. But trust me, this does work. If you put about an hour a day into it, you'll see dramatic improvements. Until next time, this is Zero saying, catch you on the flip side.